Folks, here we are back with the Greenhorn Garden Cam. Just wanted to show you what my beds are like in the middle of the winter, or rather the end of the autumn, beginning of winter. Here we have hairy vetch, and here's some Elbon rye or cereal rye. Not a very dense stand of rye, but a very dense stand of hairy vetch. Now this hairy vetch is a bean, it's a legume, and what it's doing is it's fixing nitrogen into the soil. See, there's lots of nitrogen out here in the air. But the problem is it's not down here in the ground. Nitrogen needs to be down here in the ground. Well, what has to happen is this plant will suck the air out of the ground, out of the air, shoot it down in the ground, and there's a bacteria that's in the ground. I forgot to get the seed packet out to let you know how this works. Not the seed pack, but the actual strain of bacteria that I inoculate the seeds with, then plant the seeds, and those bacteria replicate along the root system of this hairy vetch, and will fix nitrogen in the soil into these little round nodules. They're about the size of a ball bearing, and it's a pretty amazing thing. If we pull up the roots here, I'll do it probably again in the spring and let you see it. Lots of nitrogen in there. Now here's something else I want you to see. Now you always hear with composting, you hear about green and brown, green and brown, green and brown, green and brown. You gotta have brown, you gotta have greens. What do you have here? Look at that. I don't know what that is. A little bit of fungus. Look at that. What do you have? That's brown, right? It's just leaves. I put a dense layer of leaves before I planted the vetch here. Then I planted the vetch and the rye on top of it. Guess what will happen in the spring? This will grow on up. It'll grow on much, much higher in the spring. And it'll begin to flower. A nice, pretty, very pretty purple flower. I'll mow it all down either with a machete or a weed eater. Then I'll chop it all in. Green, brown. Guess what's going to happen? It's going to compost right here in the bed. I don't have to have a separate compost pile right here. And these beds this is the middle of December. These beds will be ready in May. I'm probably going to tear them down and do a whole separate style bed. And there's another bed over here, a little bit messy here. The drip lines haven't had time to really clean it up yet. But this is fixing nitrogen and fertilizing the beds for me without me actually having to do anything. And these are the kinds of systems. Let's look here. You see that wooded area there? All kinds of things is happening out like in that wooded area right now as we speak without me having to do anything. But you're simulating it here. You're not just simulating it, you're simulating it and you're accelerating the process. And that's essentially what organic gardening is all about. And there you go. To get your free download on how to make and use your own organic fertilizer, go to greenhorngardening.com/claim. You can click on the link just below. Like the video. Thanks a lot, YouTubers. Bye-bye.